This is Michael Gerace with Clearview Sewer Cams. It is May 5th, 2022, Cinco de Mayo. And we are located at 13439 Erwin Street, Valley Glen, California. Performing a sewer line inspection, and we're also going to inspect the opposite side of the house, which will be the master, I believe the master bath side of the house. It's a hallway bath that comes in behind us. So we're going to end up running through a crawl space. I believe there's an 1.5 inch clean out in there that we're going to try and run through so that we can see the rest of the sewer line from that point all the way to, there's a main line clean out in the grass area, and it's in the backyard. This is our backyard area, and this is our back door to the house. Flip around here, and this is going out toward the front yard and the street. So we're going to zero out our camera monitor right at the opening of the clean out in the grass area and get a good accurate reading. Going to begin running in. This is just a clean out, and then we branch into the sewer line. This is ABS plastic. Now we're making a turn, and that's the inlet that comes from behind us from the opposite side of the house, the hall bath. Make a little turn, then we transition to vitreous clay right here. Vitreous clay joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. And then it appears here that we may have a break in the vitreous clay. It's really kind of an odd shape, crack or break if it is, but we're going to blow that up on the laptop at the office and we'll really take a good look at that. But it does look like it's cracked right here. So we're going to continue in now, making a little bit of a turn. The joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. So we're running out toward the street. We got some debris right here, holding back a little bit of water. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. A little minor offset, nothing to be concerned about. Then we have another joint here. That joint's holding back a little tiny bit of water, not terrible. And it looks like we may have another crack right on the right hand side as well. It may have shifted. And it's at about the 3 o'clock area, 1 o'clock area to the 3 o'clock area. But we'll blow that up and we'll look at that on the camera monitor as well. Continue to run in. Try and get in some water and rinse our camera lens off a little bit. There we go. Next joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Running out toward the street. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. Next joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Next joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. We'll go slower on the way back. It's a little harder to try and push out real slow. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Next joint, a little bit of an offset, small offset, but nothing terrible. No major breaks in the joint. Offsets and separations. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Next joint, looks like we got a band sticking through. We see the black neoprene on the left hand side. I have a little bit of the band sticking through, which is common. That does happen. That shouldn't pose an issue. And make a turn. A little bit of an offset here in this joint. Again, not terrible. That joint, a little bit of the black rubber band sticking through, but again, not terrible. There's a joint there. Appears to be in fair and maintainable condition, as do those joints. And now it appears that I believe we're transitioning to a larger pipe right here. What it looks like, probably the 4 to 6 inch transition right at the property line. We'll check that after it's 70 feet. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Has some root intrusion in that joint, and this was just hydrojetted, we were told. So there's some roots in the joint, but the joint still appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. You can also use Root X, R-O-O-T-X, to help maintain the sewer line, keep the roots from growing in larger. A little bit of an offset, a little separation here. We got some debris on the camera lens a little bit, but that joint had a little bit of root intrusion as well. We're going to run out and we'll get to the city sewer, rinse our camera lens, and when we pull back we can look at it a little better. That joint's got a minor offset to it, making a turn. And we're running in, and we're in the city sewer. Rinse our camera lens off. We're going to pull back. And we're kind of hanging in the city sewer right there. And this is our saddle area. This is our city sewer saddle area in the middle of the street. And we're going to pull back and we're going to view the sewer line. The saddle area, the joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. We're going to flush a toilet. We're going to try and get some water through here and rinse our camera lens a little bit better.
I was going to listen to your summary. We're good?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, you're recording.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking.
No.
How was it? Was it like bad?
Just have a couple areas that are broken
Okay.
that I can see.
Do you recommend a whole thing though? No?
Really? Try a repair.
Okay.
We'll see what it looks like. Okay, we've got water running right now. May take a moment to get here and then we'll rinse our camera lens off. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, we've got our camera rinsed off, got a little water running. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. A little bit of roots, as you can see on the left hand side. Unfortunately, in this turn, we can't see that left hand side. There is roots growing through. Don't know if there's a crack, unfortunately, or just some root intrusion. More than likely, it's just a little bit of root intrusion. And a chemical called Root X, R-O-O-T-X, can be flushed down the sewer line probably once a year, and that will burn those roots back to the joints. Then we're going to continue pulling back. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Continue to pull back. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. A little bit of root intrusion again. It was hydrojetted to clean it up real good. Pulling back. That joint's got a minor offset. Not broken, no major gap, no major separation, major offset. Still in maintainable condition. And right there we're at about 77 feet 6 inches. So we're getting about 3 foot sections, 3 to 4 foot lengths. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. A little bit of root intrusion, tiny bit. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition, lined up nicely. And that is our 4 to 6 inch city lateral transition, which is by the property line, by the sidewalk. And the homeowner is responsible for the line in the street as well, all the way to the city sewer tie-in connection. And this is the property sewer line now. And the line in the street appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Next joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well, right there, as does the next joint. We're going to pause for just a moment so we can see this joint real well. We do have other inspectors inside the house running water. That joint has some neoprene band showing a little bit, but not terrible. The joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. I'm going to pull back, make a little turn. Can't see much of that joint, but the joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition from what we can see. Minor offset, but not terrible. That joint had a little bit of the black neoprene band showing. Still appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. As does that joint. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition.
Mo Elias.
Pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to continue to pull back. There appears to be a crack.
There is a crack, right?
In this area.
Okay.
There's another crack.
Oh, there is another one?
Yeah,
Well, you tell them.
we're going to pause for one moment.
Okay.
Here, I'll show you if you want to see it.
Yeah, I believe you.
Just so you can. Okay, we're going to continue pulling back, and we'll double check that. We'll look at it real close on the laptop. It may just be a deformity in the vitreous clay as well. It's kind of hard to see a little bit. It is wet right now, but as I blow it up, that may not be cracked or broken. That may just be a little deformity, but we'll check it. And then we'll note that in our report. We're going to continue to pull back, and that is at 42 feet on the camera monitor. We had one other area where we had appeared to be cracked. That's it. This joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. And it could be because of hydrojetting too. Sometimes they will blow some of the aggregate off of the vitreous clay and it will appear possibly to be cracked. like I said, we'll blow it up on our laptop. We'll take a good look at it. That joint, again, that one looks like it could be cracked, but again, that may just be from hydrojetting the joint real hard right there. So it's a lighter color right where the joint is, and that could be all it is. There's a good chance that's what it is, but we'll look at it. Sometimes they have roots in the joint. They have to keep their jetter there, and then that causes, as I said, the aggregate to blow off a little bit of the piping and makes it discolored right around the joint. That joint appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. That joint right there does appear to be cracked on the right hand side, but again, it's really hard to tell. They said if there was a lot of roots and they really kept the jetter there for quite some time, it'll blow the aggregate off. But I'll blow that up on the laptop and we'll take a good look at it at 20 feet. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. As does that joint. Now we're pulling back, and we do have something that's very odd right here. Looks like it's cracked. Looks like there's a large crack around that piece of pipe right before it ties into that fitting. But again, we'll take a good look at that on the laptop. Pulling back to the ABS plastic piping. Now we're pulling out of our clean out, and we're going to transition. We're going to move our equipment over to the crawl space on the east side of the house, and we're going to take a look at the line from that point over to this area where the clean out is. So we're going to pause for a moment again. Okay, we're on the east side of the house now, where the hall bath is, where there is a tub and a shower, and apparently the termite gentleman went under there, the inspector, and he said that there is a leak underneath the house, which we'll check after. But we're over by where the tankless water heater is now, and the gas meter. We're going to zero out our camera monitor right at the opening of this 2-inch line so we can get a good accurate reading. And we're going to begin pushing through this 2-inch ABS plastic drain line and check the sewer all the way to the other side of the house where the clean out is. Got a little bit of a belly here, and then we transition from ABS plastic to cast iron right here. We've got some cast iron under the house, and we have a little bit of debris and scaling, corrosion, which is common. I believe we're heading out toward the back of the house, and we're going to check that in a few minutes. We're going to get out a little ways, and then we'll check it. And then looks like we transition from cast iron to ABS plastic again, but there is a big gap in that coupling. That's not the proper coupling. It's probably a Fernco coupling. And we're in ABS plastic. The joint appeared to be in fair and maintainable condition. And that joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition as well. And we're going to stop at about 40 feet here. We're going to locate this area. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. We're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to pause for another moment. Okay, we're going to continue pushing in. We located this area by the back door of the house, the small back door on the corner of the house. And I got a little tiny bit of a offset right there. Not terrible. Making our turn, and now we're into our clean out that we ran through earlier. So we didn't see anything major. We do have that one separation, and right there too we have a little bit of a gap, not terrible, but that one gap we had between the ABS plastic and the cast iron was fairly substantial. We'll continue to pull back. And band may need to be changed. Maybe this area right here may need to be connected a little bit better than what it is. That's standing water in between the two pieces of pipe. And they are not connected real tight. So we'll take a look at that when we get under the house as well. Now we're in the cast iron, coming back toward our clean out. Just some scaling, a little bit of debris, not terrible. It's older cast iron piping, probably original to the house. May need to be replaced in the future. Coming back through the ABS plastic piping and coming out of our 2-inch clean out, 2-inch ABS plastic clean out. That clean out had a rubber cap on it that does not have a band. So if the line backs up, it's going to blow that cap off and flood underneath the house. So a proper cap with a proper band needs to be installed. Now we'll conclude our video waste line and sewer line inspection.